Boom. Hey, Queens and Kings, it is me, Valerie, stopping in to bring you guys some lovely, affordable content. So, here today, I am doing a Dollar Tree DIY where I'm taking my kitchen pretty much from this drab or whatever you want to call it, just don't look good, and decided to do a renter friendly kitchen hack or makeover where I take it to this fab here where I'll be using Dollar Tree product, basically their backsplash or whatever they do have. So if you all would like to see and get some little tips and everything, why don't you Queens and Kings continue to watch, because this is pretty much what I'll be doing on my second channel. So if you'd like to see more about it, keep on watching. All right, Queens and Kings, so here is my kitchen. If you guys don't know, I did move, so that's why you check out my second channel, you'll get more about it. But this is basically how the kitchen looked before, and I just, like I said, I want to up it a notch where I will be using Dollar Tree self-adhesive wall tiles here, which they was just $1 when I purchased them. But you know, Dollar Tree done went up on their items, so now you'll have to purchase them for $1.25 if you would like to actually get your hands on them, which they do have varieties ones that I have seen, like a wood looking one, I think a little stone looking one, and of course this white one here. I haven't seen nothing else. If you guys seen something else, let me know. But I will be using these, and I have bought them a while back. I had them for a minute now, which they supposed to be used in the old apartment. So now that I'm here into the new apartment, I decided to, okay, let's do something different, because you guys do know I did have the ones that was like a peel and stick from Dollar Tree once before, and I had those for about 4 years. So now Dollar Tree came out with something different and new. I decided to go with it because it gives it a little modern look. And as you all can see, I have already changed the knobs on my cabinets, and they have like this little glossy white, as well as Dollar Tree tiles here. So I decided, okay, let me see what this does. Let's see, can we get jiggy with this? Let's see what it does for my renter friendly apartment kitchen, a small tiny kitchen. So if you have one, maybe this may be a hack or something that you want to do, or a facelift or a refresh, because you know everyone is into refreshing. Now it's a new year, and matter of fact, happy new year to you, Queens and Kings. I know I'm late, but happy new year. So first thing first I did is basically spray some awesome, and just to clean the walls down and just let them dry all up, because you want to get all the debris and everything off of it. So this is the back of how the tiles look. They come single in a pack. Like I said, they are $1.25 now. When I purchased mine, everything was $1, but y'all know how that be. So everything is going up. But it's pretty much, like I said, this is how they look. The back is basically giving you the simple instruction. Really, you don't even need to read the instruction, but that's up to you if you're one of those people. My hat goes off to you because I don't like to read the instructions. But anyway, so here I'm basically going to take the first tile here, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want it to go. But I have like this little faux edging, what do you call a backsplash, a side and the border on my counters there. So it prevented me from actually going all the way to the wall. So basically that's why I'm just going to start right there where that little cut at. I'm still not sure, the little granite, the little faux granite that they have starting right there. So that's basically what's going to be my starting point. Now if you're like me, everybody kitchen should have plugs, so you're going to run into this problem here. Now the good thing about these tiles here, about they so not thick, almost like paper, but not paper, it's plastic. You're able to use a pair of scissors as well as a X-Acto knife, something sharp or something like that, because you're gonna need that. But the good thing about these here, where I'm basically doing now, is basically trying to line them up. They have like this little indents or this crease on each one of the tiles, so basically I'm overlapping that little portion, so therefore it can give like a seamless look, which it does not give too much of a seamless look, but hey, it was $1. What can you do? You know, you get what you paid for. So basically now I'm flattening it all out, because it's easy. Peel and stick and place it on. If I didn't have that plug, we could have moved on to the next. But fortunately, I do have one, so therefore I'm using my X-Acto knife, basically trying to feel out where the plug is located at. If you have a better method of doing this, try it. But this what worked for me, because I was just going for it. I was like, I had these tiles for a while, and I just wanted to go for it. So basically, like I said, I'm using my knife, and I'm just cutting out and tracing out where the plug at, so therefore I could go ahead and peel all that off. Now what I would say, what I did mess up as, which I did not know, you learn as you go, that's why it's a DIY, DIY. Girl, I don't be gone just that long. I don't even know what to say. Is DIY. Girl, oh, so sad. But you learn as you go. I would say keep it in the foil, the paper. So therefore, the tacky part, as you see there, is on the plug. You won't have that mistake, you know. So I learned. I figured it out, and I noticed it. So hey, we'll move on and do better things. So I'm gonna continue doing this process: peel and stick, peel and stick, peel and stick. I apologize, Queens and Kings, for the lighting. But as you all see there, I pulled off the one that I did of the, what does that call, the plate there, you know, the one that I outlined. So basically I'm going to use that for a stencil at this point here because I actually cut it too far. So that's basically why I end up peeling it back off. So that's another thing, but they are not so thick, they're very thin. You want to be very careful when you're using a sharp object. So basically now here I just went and got me a pen and I'm outlining where I had already cut. I'm trying to outline not exactly the same, a little bit in, because I wanted to give like a flush look when I put it over the plug there. I don't want too much hanging out or too much showing, because eventually I'm going to take the plugs off, the cover of it off, and you know, put it back on there. So this was the easy way for me to do it. Is basically where I outlined, I just gone and cut it a little bit, so therefore I can get up in there and just cut everything out what I did outline. Okay, Queens King, so now I'm basically just taking off of my sockets. I do apologize for the lighting and that the camera pretty much was still down. I totally forgot to lift it up, but you pretty much seen what I was doing. And all I'm doing now here is basically I done peeled the backing off of it, of the one that I traced out, the new one. And basically I'm just sticking it on there. So that is just as flush as possibly is gonna be. And I lined everything up and we smoothed it out with our hand. So we're gonna move on with the next, and that's the one behind the stove themselves. Now this here, I made a mistake here too as well, where even though I put this first tile down, that was perfect. That was perfect. It was perfect. So everything was like that was just perfect. I was like, oh yeah, this is working out. This is gonna be so beautiful. Now when I get above that, that's where the problem come in at, which I should have did was not peel and try to stick it on there. I should just went ahead and pre-cut it like I did before I actually peeled it and anything like that, which I'm about to show you guys here. So I'm folding it here, trying to figure out where I'm going to cut it at, how much I need to cut off and everything like that. But I actually end up peeling the back off when I got ready to place it on the wall, which I shouldn't have done. I should have left the backing on the adhesive on the back of it first and then cut, other than trying to cut it while it's up on the wall. That was a big mistake because it kind of made it a little not too smooth of a cut. So I would advise you guys to do that before you actually make any cuts. Measure twice and then cut. You get it? Yeah. see that second one went on just perfect, So this is the one that I messed up. So you don't want to get rid of anything because you can use the scraps for fill-ins and pieces like that. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. So I'm going to cut off as much I can utilize to fill in that little gap there. Okay, so this is where I ran into my next problem was because my kitchen, once I started coming towards this end, it is a slope. So therefore you see that gap underneath. I was like, well, I could leave that like that. Now what am I gonna do? You see, I'm looking back and forth like, well, what's the problem here? Why is this not lining up? And then that's when I realized it actually have a slope towards this end of the kitchen. So therefore it didn't line up with how it was from the beginning. Now if it did, I wouldn't have had this problem. But anyways, we're just gonna make do, and we're just gonna fix that later on in the video. So what I'm trying to say, Queens and Kings, is once you cut this, it have this air pocket, so the adhesive no longer sticks onto the back of it. So what I'm going to do is basically use this adhesive here, which is contact paper, and I'm just gonna cut a strip to go across here, and then I'm just gonna use some gray paint to make it look like the blocks, other than me actually damaging a whole pack or several packs just to fill this in. Because like I said, once you cut it, it no longer sticks together. Now you maybe can go ahead and try to stick this to it, like glue it, some type of glue, not hot glue. I wouldn't suggest anything like that. You can do that, but I'm in a rental, so I'm not trying to damage nothing. You see, it's easy to peel off, so therefore I don't want to damage anything. So therefore I'm just gonna go this right here, since it's just scripts, and I'm just gonna cut a long script to put there, down there, and get some dark gray paint that matches this and give it the lines to make it look like it's even up, because you see you have a slope here, which is the reason why it does not equal out and measure out to that end there. It becomes a slope, so that part there messed me up. All right, queens and kings, so here is the completed backsplash, my Dollar Tree pretty much backsplash. Now from afar you can't see too many of the imperfections. The only reason you can see them now is because you know where I actually started each one of the towels at. So I'm gonna move up close, and as you all can see, I did take the socket covers and stuff, the ones that I could have took apart, I took them outside and I spray painted. So I'm not worrying about the cream part of it, because it pretty much gonna be hidden anyway though. But I just felt like I should still have painted those, in which I did spray painted them for a video purpose pretty much. But like I said, stepping up closer here, you can see all the imperfection. You see I did not complete that rolled up, because like I said, I wasn't gonna go ahead and cut up a whole nother towel for to do it or nothing like that. I didn't go this part here over here. I didn't worry about doing that neither, because like I said, a lot of it will be actually covered up. Pretty much that won't be covered up is this part that you all see here. And I try to clean it up as best as possible, but it does give the kitchen a facelift. It really does. I would say get a very sharp object or X-Acto knife that you can use, something real sharp, so therefore you get good clean lines. If you have this little, you know, so you won't have that little jaggedy edge or whatever, you know, the little bumps and bruises. This is pretty much how the contact paper look down here. Like I said, a lot of it will really be covered up, not over here on the right hand side, but mostly on this side, I believe. I don't know, because I'm gonna actually decorate after this, and if you all want to see how I completely decorate my kitchen, check out my second channel, which is Queen Val Living. Over there you'll be able to see how I pretty much decorate it. So but it gives what it needs to give for $1, because when I actually purchased these, I was staying in another apartment, and they was $1 in there before Dollar Tree went up to $1.25. So now you have to pay $1.25 for them. They is just worth $1. They're not worth $1.25. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it unless you're doing something small like I'm doing here. Okay, yes, but it's not nothing worth to pay a large amount for, unless you're doing something like a very straight surface, or basically what I'm trying to say is a surface like without anything in the way, you could just peel and stick, that will work. But if soon you have to cut it or anything like that, it actually messes up. You get the air sockets and stuff like this, as you all see, so you try to get as close as fine as possible. Now I could use some grout, caulk, to caulk that so that I can seal it. That will help it out, so therefore you don't get no type of morse or anything in there, nothing like that. But other than that, it gives the kitchen a facelift. It's update the kitchen. I'll let you guys see what the kitchen looked like before, like I think I did in the beginning of this video. But I'm liking it. It gives what it needs to give, and I was glad to be able to use these, because I still have plenty more left. So I'm trying to figure out what else I'm gonna do with it. I did think about just going ahead and just running on over here to the side. So I don't know, but I think it probably will close it in a little bit more. but I'm liking it, and I'm gonna step back and let you guys see it from afar. But it really do give the kitchen a facelift. So this is the second set of Dollar Tree backsplash that I use. Now the first one that I used in the old apartment, it was the gray, was the peel and stick like a foil, and it was one big piece, and I think I used 4 of those. Here I think I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10, 12, because I did mess up 1 or 2 of them. So yes, like I said, it's not worth it more than $1. I'm not gonna lie, it's not, but it does give a facelift. It does make the area pop, whatever you want to use it for. You can use it for like a backdrop or something like that, but something in a small space. I wouldn't say a very large space. I does recommend it for a small space, but not a large space at all, unless it's something, a big surface without anything basically gonna be in a way like a plug or anything like that. So yeah, so I hope you queens and kings enjoyed this video. If you all did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you all in the next DIY.